Hey, sorry for the actual delay, for the actual commentary itself, but that's how it goes basically. Hey, what is up everyone? I'm Tiana here, alongside with Daffy Duck here, and we are from the likes of the Mercy Toys videos, of course. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for some more of Let's Play of Donkey Kong Jungle Beat for the Nintendo GameCube and Nintendo Wii, as we're still playing through both versions of the game, so I just want to classify that. So last time, we have managed to take on the forms of the Parrot Kingdom, and we managed to beat the likes out of the Gloat Hawk, in this case the final Hawk battle in the whole entire thing. So today for this episode is the fact that we're going to be hit on to the next kingdom in terms of the actual barrel selections of kingdoms. In addition to that, we're going to be hit on to the forms of the Lychee Kingdom. So even then though, and as you can see from the start, we have now actually going to be playing through Helibird Dash level in the GameCube version now. And then as far as the Wii version is concerned, I'm pretty sure Duffy might able to actually just to take on the forms of the Deep Sea Sprint, Journey forms within the Lychee Kingdom on the Wii version, and there's also another significant difference as well, which will probably be pointed out whenever we get onto that specific stuff. Now, whenever we get onto the Starfruit Kingdom, it might be pretty much unchanged for the most part though. So between the Lychee Kingdom, or even in this case the Chili Pepper Kingdom, which we're about to be get onto until on Friday, it will be the final time we're going to be able to see there's some significant changes in between boss layouts as well as the actual levels placements and stuff like that. So either way though, that's as far as I can usually just try to discuss upon something. And as you can see, I've almost gonna get myself screwed over at the end just because I somehow accidentally touched the ground, but then I realized about something is the fact that since I managed to still manage to run up, then that way I can able to actually just flatter all the way up on top of the actual flower stalk, and hopefully we should be able to hop onto the actual Lychee itself. So even then, once again, just like the Deep Sea Sprint level, that in order to able to actually get a better experience by trying to get ourselves all 4 crests, be sure to able to try to aim for first place, because if you do, then obviously you get yourselves, as usually, you get a better chance to able to get yourselves the actual crest that way. So here we go on to Lava Cavern level right now. In fact, fundamentally speaking, when it comes to this particular run, by the way, this is actually my 7th attempt to do this particular kingdom within you know, trying to get all 4 crests run, just because I swear to God, the ending portion just really screwed me up beyond belief. And then I'm sure most people already know what I'm talking about for this point right there, until whenever we get onto that segment. But first of all, let's go ahead and just burn myself quickly. And let's go ahead and try to keep on clapping without even like trying to get some of these tiny little beats from here. But I can able to do a backflip, so that way I can able to get some more, you know, some more beats in general. So hopefully, relatively speaking, we should be fine for the most part. So either way though, that's as far as I can think of. So anyways, let's go ahead and continue for the most part. So hopefully we're not gonna get ourselves burned around here. So hopefully we should be able to actually just to get ourselves even for more beats, more combos to perform. And yeah, just like the forms of Grim Volcano level since the Cherry Kingdom, you can able to actually just to clap those particular meteor shower, as you can see, so that way you can able to get what else? Some more beats on that specific segment. So even then, oh, that was extremely close. But here's the thing about this part right here, you really need to aim it until when it gets like super get close to you, so that way you can able to actually get yourselves the best opportunity to be able to get yourselves some more beats from that specific destination point, rather than just like aiming for like really highest points. Because even then, if you're trying to aim it for the highest points, then otherwise you're probably not going to get most of them anyway. So even then, that's 31 of those beats so far from that specific combo I just performed. So hopefully though, this kingdom doesn't take nearly as long to complete, as long as it could be able to be strictly when it comes to likely trying to perform some more combos and I accidentally just miss those bananas or beats in general, to be more precise, from down here. Now you get the feeling they just disappeared now. So even then I was like, oh well, we'll try to get some more whenever we get onto the forms of the later portion throughout. And there's also another reason why it took me 7 also attempts on that specifically, where I was trying to go for the 4 crests run. This is because of that stupid blowfish right there. Probably because I was able to be extremely careful when I was trying to pull off some more combos when I was in the middle of it. Next he notices the fact that I keep on getting myself screwed over by that blowfish whenever he starts to get much more closer to me. And as a result of that kinds of stuff, on the other hand though, I just seriously keep on getting myself wrecked. Which as a result, that's not that kind of a good thing. So either way though, let's just concentrate here, so just in case I can able to actually get some more beats by... the biggest suggestions for this is the fact that I suggest whenever you trying to almost nearly touch the actual fire Kaiser, or even in this case the actual lava Kaiser and stuff, be sure you need to clap as soon as that... Oh jeez Louise, that part right there. In fact, that was actually pretty close for that too. So hopefully we would be able to actually still survive until whenever we get some more beats and beyond. So let's just watch out for those lava Kaisers and stuff, and hopefully we should be able to actually get onto this bouncy part. And I think we're gone towards the end at this point. I need to ground pound here, just in case I really refuse to able to lose my combos, or even in this case, the whole bunch of beats. Because this guy right there is probably, in my honest opinion, the most annoying enemy in the whole game. Because every time when I was trying to do some dangerous situations, sometimes that I was going to able to try to do a significant timing, but most of the time the actual sparkly sprouts that he always trying to send out his projectile with, it does not count as a hit. You have to directly let that enemy appear right in front of you, and then that way you would able to deal the damage on that particular enemy. So yeah, definitely it's not that fun. Anyways, let's move on to the final rock fight, specifically on the GameCube version. As you can see, we face off against with Thunder Rock. In this case, much more of a difficult version of most of these rock battles as we saw. And you notice something about a little bit differently about this is the fact that, well, we'll discuss more about it whenever we get on to the Chili Pepper Kingdom. But even then, no, that wasn't until whenever we get on to Friday specifically. I did not mean to do that! That was kind of my fault, but oh well, at least we got some more beats from here, so even then no. But again, the damage output wasn't exactly nearly too high compared to the forms of how it does it on the Wii version. And by the way, if you try to reflect the actual thing right there, like I was about to be doing just about right here, but then again, sometimes my timing is really off. Then if you try to knock him out with that, then you should also stun him. So even then no, hopefully we should take him down, and he's actually halfway done for this point so far. So honestly, this battle's not too bad though, unless you be very cautious with that. So even then, no, let's go ahead and... Oh, it's just almost finish him off. Just about 30 HP left. There's no way I could able to deal with him from here. Oh, yes we can. And he's down. He's toast. And once again, the egg somehow hatched, and there goes the Thunder Rock. But it wasn't until when definitely we'll get onto the Wii version until likely on Friday, then I'm sure enough he will able to come across into this particular boss. So sadly we lost about 25 beats, but whatever, at least we still managed to reach its amount. If I kind of think about it, back in 2016, this is the only progression I was in, but thankfully though in 2020, which is about 4 years later now, this means I've now finally got myself my full progression. So even then though, once again we got ourselves all full quests, meaning that we have simply accomplished everything in the Lychee Kingdom on the GameCube version. So, how's that for that? And we're now on to the halfway point on the B-Barrel Kingdom selections. So even then though, yeah, I was gonna try that, but most of the time my timing is way too off when it comes to like trying to like reflected that particular projectile on that stupid enemy right there. Jeez, that was incredibly unpredictable sometimes. So anyways, your turn Deafy to take on the Lychee Kingdom on the Wii version, so best of luck. Alright, so here we go back on to the K-Barrel of Kingdoms, well, specifically the K-Barrel of Kingdoms, and let's head on to the Lychee Kingdom to take on the forms of what else? The forms of the next selections of, you know, just anything else for the most part. So even then though, before we do anything, I just want to classify for something that yes, the Wii version does have some significant difference, like the usual. Such as, for instance, you know with the fact that we've not come across into this level on the Pear Kingdom on the Wii version, but Tiana did on the GameCube version specifically. But in the Wii version, all you just get is basically just Helibird Dash. In this time, however, though, on the Wii version on the Lychee Kingdom, we actually come across into Deep Sea Sprint, whilst compared to the GameCube version, it was actually Helibird Dash. So either way though, the actual goal remains the same, so even then there's not much anything else different about it, apart from the fact they're just trying to add in the actual root beanstalk that has been grown. If you manage to able to grab some more bananas from here, like as you saw, I've managed to get myself 25 of those bananas so far. So hopefully we'll gather some more if we manage to claim first place on this race, so hopefully we would be able to actually just make it happen. So even then though, yep, we did manage to claim first place. And sure enough, we were able to get ourselves the usual 500 beads, or 500 bananas to be more precise. And before we continue on this, however, though, there's actually some more secrets in this point right there. And to top it off, some extra lives I must able to actually just to grab before the insanity goes happens. So either way, let's get on to, well, not just wall jump from here, but just try to grab onto the Lychee itself. And grab some more bananas along the way, and we should be able to actually get on to, you know, the lava cavern level, and then hopefully we'll come across into a different boss. So, because the reason why I say that, because even then, that's what Tiana has established that before. I don't suppose I can able to come across into Thunder Rock just yet though, until whenever we get on to the next kingdom, until at some point on Friday, so even then that's how the progressions goes. So anyways, let's go ahead and ignore the extra 1-up for now, just because I think I'm going to be fine for the most part in terms of extra lives grinding, and the majority of the level remains untouched compared to the forms of the GameCube version, besides, you know, just adding some new features like the checkpoint system, as well as some occasional hearts laying around. So although you can still able to actually clap those meteor showers, you can see right there, so you can able to grab some more beads from here, or bananas in general to be more precise. And I feel like the difficulty, whenever we get onto the forms of the last few kingdoms up ahead, specifically on the Wii version, I think this is where we come to the point I think I might able to actually decide to go ahead and just say this right now. For those of you probably wondering about the fact that, wow, you did not die so far in the forms of in the Wii version of the game so far. Not until whenever we get on to the later kingdoms, on the other hand, because we'll discuss on that whenever we get back onto the forms of this game until on Friday specific. And do you ever know why? Well, because first of all, in this particular stage, as you can see right there, I was supposed to be able to actually grab some more bananas, as you can see. Sometimes if I accidentally just do a backflip when I was trying to pull off some more combos potentially, sometimes I keep on getting myself my loose footing sometimes, which even then that seems not as common as you think, but even then it's just inconsistent most of the time. So anyways, let's go ahead and distract those little muncher enemies and just pull ourselves some more combos when we get to combo 7, and just try to take down this blowfish enemy, and we should be able to actually get some more bananas for the sake of that segment, and hopefully we shouldn't give us that much trouble until whenever we get on to, as I mentioned before, the hardest parts of the game. So even then we'll discuss more about it whenever we get onto that. So either way though, let's just go ahead and get some more bananas from the top here. Yeah, there's actually a little bit of a significant different placements, as you can see, with those bananas compared to the GameCube version, is that we actually, you have to grab like 2 each in each side of the actual hull save, whilst compared to the Wii version, all 4 of them are actually in one place, as opposed to 2 places. So something to keep worth noting for. So even then, oh, I did not realize we did not actually access to that. Well, I don't know what to really say for this for the most part. I keep thinking of some different parts throughout, but either way though, we'll just have to mainly focus on this for now. Thankfully, on the Wii version, whenever you try to deal with this annoying enemy, as you can see right there, thankfully he's actually way more easier to deal with than the forms of how it does it on the GameCube version, as well as Tiana mentioned this before. So because of that though, the actual move, attack spawning the actual projectile kind of thingy, was actually like moving like significantly slower than the GameCube version sometimes. Plus, the thing is with the Wii remote and the nunchuck has always been super useful. This means we can able to actually be super safe from here. So, anyways, that pretty much takes care from here, and we got ourselves, what else? A different boss fight compared to the GameCube version. So what kind of boss fight are we dealing with here? I know it's definitely a Tusk boss battle, but to be more accurate, we are dealing with not 1, but 2 Tusks in one battle. Meaning that we actually have to face off against with double Tusk. Meaning about the fact that we need to take down two of these at the same time. So even then though, it's actually kind of a unique boss fight, but what makes this a little bit difficult compared to the forms of how it does it in most of the other Tusk boss fights is that, as you can tell, we need to face off against with those two double Tusk, as you can see on screen. However though, it's kind of difficult whenever you're trying to focusing on two of those Tusks at once. So as a result, that as you can see, I just keep on getting hit most of the time. Especially because that if you try to let one Tusk get stunned, and then when his heart shows up, another Tusk does the other work for you. So as a result, though, this makes the actual boss fight a lot more difficult to actually just try to deal with. And as you can see, I just got myself butt kicked a lot. Especially how the fact that this boss fight might take a long time, just because sometimes you have to wait until when that pineapple nest actually decides to show up. And also because of the actual damage output is way too high on the Wii version sometimes, because as you can tell, that if you get hit by certain attacks, you'll lose about 100 of those bananas or 100 health. So as a result, yeah, you have to pay attention and you need to be very cautious and be very careful at the same time. So just in case you really refuse to able to get hit most of the time. So yeah, that's as far as I can say about this battle, honestly. But even then, though, it's kind of cool at the same time. So that way you can able to deal with, you know, obviously not one, but two Tusks in one battle. Although most of the time, one Tusk already just able to actually just to get rid of the pineapple bomb for you. So even then, though, and also as you can tell, what the heart weak spot, if you can clearly tell, sometimes they're able to actually decide to go disappeared or reappeared, so it just makes things a little bit more of a timing aspect heavily compared to the forms of how it does it from the previous encounters with these Tusk bosses. And as soon as you're done deal with one Tusk, then you can able to focus on the last one. So even then though, and thankfully the actual battle itself is pretty much unchanged compared to the forms of, well, usually on the second half of the battles, usually it's somewhat feels a little bit easier, so thankfully, we don't have to deal with too much out of it. So there we go. That pretty much takes care of double Tusk, and I'm pretty sure enough Tiana has not come across into this battle just yet though. Until likely, Jesus Christ, I lost about 400 beats, or 400 bananas I should say. Ah, that was despicable. But regardless, we still got enough of those bananas as it goes, so even then once again we're still able to claim ourselves not only the crown, but also, what else? Some free quests. So, it's not too much of a big of a deal for my honest taste, but either way though, that's as far as I can think about it. So there we go, that pretty much takes care of the forms of the Lychee Kingdom, despite I keep on getting owned by, you know, double Tusk all the time. But I wonder if imagine of how the fact that if Tiana gets into that, until whenever she gets onto Chili Pepper Kingdom, then we'll have to wait and see what happens until on Friday, so. Because yeah, if you couldn't tell already, today's date of course, the 20th of May today, so even then there's not much else I can say. And we've mastered the K-Barrel Kingdoms now, so even then though, we got the endings of this point right there. So join us next time for more of Let's Play of Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, and that was the fact that we're going to be taking on the forms of the Chili Pepper Kingdom. Probably the #1 longest kingdom in the whole game. So see you guys on Friday. Later, fellas.